firstly, an introduction to Arcadia. We use Arcadia for business intelligence and data visualization at scale. It very much avoids and resolves a legacy issue we had where data sets used for data visualization were being held locally on individual machines. We simply didn't have a tool that would allow us to do what Arcadia does. So we could create a dashboard or a visualization that's very much appropriate to the business area that needs to see the data. So we could present a graphic on currency transactions to an FX trading team to get them visibility of client activity per currency, or an ops team that want to have an idea of potential transaction breaks. So on this dashboard, we've got 3 tabs that I'll go through: Overview, Transactions, and Data Quality. But firstly, I'll walk through Over 2. So on the system this data set's taken from, the number of debit and credit transactions should roughly equal each business day. There will be a minor delta, but not a major delta. And we can see that in this particular system, there looks to be a major delta. So we can actually see the detailed data. So using Arcadia as a first to generate that lead, there's a clue there's something wrong. And now we're actually looking at the transformed data set that we worked on. So we can see the currency codes that were transformed. We can see the debit or credit indicator. Now I'm looking at the actual data set, ready to quickly investigate any potential issues. Then we could look at the systems upstream that actually feed our data set. So we've got 5 systems that do that. And we've also got 5 different client types. So for example, we could click on a client type. Once again, we could drill into a specific field. Let's say we want to find out what currency transactions client type E is doing. Let's do that. And we see that naturally Danish kroner denominated transactions are by far the most popular. We're also seeing activity in euros, pounds, and Swedish crowns. And this makes the data set much more accessible. It really allows us to derive value from our latent data. We're exposing it in the appropriate way to different audiences, and they're once again really getting positive feedback. We can also present the data in a tabular way. So firstly, the transactions by currency. And I think you can see immediately there's a potential data quality issue. All currency transactions should have an ISO code attached, so something we should be investigating. Or equally, we could be using this for sales purposes. So these are the top 25 accounts. These are the customers we should be taking out to dinner more because they're doing lots of business with us. Equally, we could reverse that and see our bottom 25 accounts. Why aren't these customers doing business with us? What can we do to improve our level of service? Moving on to the transactions. And Arcadia, it's dynamically pulling the data from the underlying tables. And that's why you may see a very minuscule delay when we're populating tables. So now we're seeing transaction volume by currency. Once again, something that is very easy to interpret. And it gives us clues, like why are we seeing such a trough here or a peak here? Was there a macroeconomic event that was triggering this, for example? Or once again, is there anything we can do to improve or enhance in our level of service? We could also identify another DQ issue, like what's this outlier doing here? And once again, that links back to the previously identified issue of the transactions without an ISO code. Additionally, slice the data at a more refined level by looking at different product types. These product types have been masked for the demo. There are different products that we're looking at in our firm. So that allows very much a drill down to the underlying information. Chord diagrams are another good way of exposing the information. So we can slice by currency, the system name, and the client type, seeing connections and getting clues as to links, which are different pools of data that may not have been visible just by looking at the spreadsheet. Arcadia is exceptionally configurable, so we can slice and dice very much on the fly. So right now, these core diagrams are primarily sorted by currency. It's a matter of a few clicks to sort by system or client type as well. The final tab that I'd like to show is data quality. So in this, we're comparing the raw data set, pre-trifacta transformation, with the transformed data set, the one that we've just done. And I'll just unsort the data. So we'll look at one. So we've got debit, credit, the transform field, and I'll move down. Here we are, Frebel key 1. So we can do just a quick transformation and analysis. So we've got 55,212 credits in transformed. And there's actually a discrepancy of 20 here. Once again, giving us a clue that it's something worthwhile investigating. So the self-service aspect of both Arcadia and Trifacta means we get productive quickly. We aren't restricted by waiting for that sort of big bang bunch delivery anymore. Once we've got a data set, we immediately start to work on it. It really means we're not blocked by any sort of traditional business analysis processes, and we can really get on with the quick delivery of business value.